What's up, party people? I like saying party people. It's alliteration. And when I start off saying what's up, party people, my videos tend to go well. I'm not superstitious. I'm a little stitious. We're driving in the rain. I'm going to mute this for me so I'm not distracted by the pitter patter. Hopefully the door can open. Like, there's some problems with some of these routes where, like, the door just will not open for some reason. And I'm not gonna get upset though. Like we'll just take off if it doesn't. Why does it feel like the rain's like coming down like in like single frames? So it's really weird. But there should be like another way to like the. Okay, I think I heard the vibration. No, that was just me vibrating against my controls. Okay, we're gonna try it a few more times. But anyway, you can see from the title of this video is we're gonna do our top presidents list. I did 1 through 3 the other day, which was JFK. LBJ, and FDR. And today we're going to do the next batch of 3. Well, guys, the door just won't open. I'm sorry. I wanted to pick the passengers up, but I don't understand, you know. There's nothing I can do. All right, we're just going to take off. It's okay. I'm done. This is days of me getting upset. Oh, okay, never mind. They're filing in. Okay, well, I just didn't press it enough times. I'm still gonna get upset, but just not like I just can't. You know, it just doesn't. Life is too good. Spring is starting up. Literally first day. So I had to do something special. First day of spring for my little president list. Okay. I'm gonna do the first entry, then we'll take off from the station. Number 1 is Theodore. I almost said Theodore and Teddy. I got Teddy. Damn it, my mind works too fast. Theodore Roosevelt, Teddy Roosevelt, cousin of Franklin Delano Roosevelt. Let's read about what he did. So I'm gonna just to make this video as smooth and fast as possible. I'm gonna use a combination of AI and Britannica Encyclopedia, and of course a mix of why I like these guys. I'm mixing my own thoughts. Theodore Roosevelt was the 26th president of the United States, a writer, conservationist, outdoorsman, and soldier. I respect all those things. His many accomplishments included expanding the powers of the presidency and the federal government in support of the public interest during clashes between between big business and labor. He steered the nation towards an active role in the world of politics, particularly in Europe and Asia. He won the Nobel Prize for Peace in 1906 for mediating an end to the Russo-Japanese War, and he secured the route and began construction of the Panama Canal. All right. Here's the main reason I'm a big fan of Teddy. Well, actually, I gotta say the main reason. Well, it's a tie. The trust busting and the conservationism. Here's the trust busting. Square deal. As industry developed, competing firms began joining together to form large organizations capable of dominating an entire industry. These organizations were called trusts. Roosevelt fought to break up these businesses through his trust busting policy. In 1902, he enforced the Sherman Antitrust Act and brought a lawsuit that led to the division of a huge railroad corporation. During the next 7 years, Roosevelt initiated lawsuits against 43 other big businesses. He knew he was a real man, real president for the people. His big business didn't take health care away from people. In 1902, Pennsylvania coal miners went on strike. Roosevelt stepped in to mediate the strike and met with representatives from both sides. He threatened to call in the army to run the mines, and he put pressure on the mine owners. That's how you do it. His put pressure on both sides. His tactics worked to end the strike and to gain a modest pay hike for the miners. There you go. I'd say the miners won. They got the pay raise. What the business get out of it? He was a man of the people. Roosevelt characterized his actions as working toward a square deal between business interests and labor. So we need a square deal 2.0 and another New Deal and a workers' bill of rights. And a family bill of rights. Once he won the 1904 election, he continued his square deal programs. He pushed Congress to grant regulatory powers to the Interstate Commerce and Commission. I was going to say the Interstate Commerce, the ICC. I have heard of that. That's what Woodrow Wilson used to nationalize the railroad. He gave them more power as well. In 1906, in response to reports by investigative journalists known as muckrakers, Roosevelt persuaded Congress to pass Food and Safety Acts to protect consumers and investigate the poor conditions of food processing industries. This guy was more progressive than Trump over 100 years ago. What the fuck happened to the Republican Party? Jesus. Roosevelt's years spent out west in his North Dakota ranch fostered his love of the outdoors and appreciation for the land and nature. The conservation of the forest and wildlife was a primary concern of his, and I respect that so much. His daughter was crazy, man, in the best way possible. She was so interesting, so eccentric. She was just like him, just a female version. And she had all kinds of pets. A snake, I think I had a snake named Spinach. She had like horses, dog, man, everything animal you could think of. He bought her everything. Reptiles. Pressed Congress to create the U.S. Forest Service in 1905 to manage government-owned forest services. He named Gifford Pinchot, a conservationist, to lead the agency. Roosevelt used his authority to designate public lands as national forests. He missed a president, man. He took initiative and did real things that we still feel to this day. Trump's trying to undo it all. That's how I don't respect that motherfucker. This is not a president. Thereby making them off limits. The president's supposed to act in the public interest. Them off limits to the commercial use or development. And Trump's trying to give these public lands back to the private market to destroy. They destroy habitats of animals. He set aside almost 5 times as much land, 194 million acres, as all previous presidents combined. In 1908, he invited state leaders. You see, this shit gets me going. State leaders. Nothing gets me more excited than baseball, politics, and women. Those are the top 3. Combine them. Then we got heaven here on earth. MLB The Show combined baseball and women. I can make women on that game. Give me politics somehow. All right, 194 million acres. In 1908, he invited state leaders and scientists to the White House for a conference on conservation of natural resources. He was so ahead of his time. As a result, 41 states created conservation commissions, and the National Conservation Commission was established. He got 41 states to get on board. We would read about his the Progressive Party, which he started. It wasn't very successful. Him and Taft, I had like a falling out, I think. I don't want to read about that right now. Okay, number 5, Thomas Jefferson. Okay, I know. Let's just get out of the way. I'm not going to talk about slavery because I know he was a slave owner, and it's well established. But that's not what this video is about. I could make a video criticizing that, but for now, we're just going to talk about his life and service as president, which was pretty enviable. Okay, I hope the doors are closed. I'm going to take off. Okay. 15 miles? Oh, hell yeah. We just let this baby run. All right. We're going to do AI on this one. I'm going to use AI and read it out like this straight. All right. Here are the accomplishments and achievements of Thomas Jeffersonian. And I'll be honest, while I'm doing this, I don't know much about his achievements as president. I like him for like what he was like. I was going to say off the field. Too many sports. Just like what he was like, just a massive gardener / planner. He had a pet mockingbird named Dick. He taught his daughter French. She learned English, French. He had her like write every day and paint. Just a good father. A just good, normal, healthy American. I made a video of Thomas Jefferson's healthful habits, and I can't remember everything I learned in that video, but I'll leave a link in the description if I can remember. And he was a very healthy guy. Dude was like very healthy. He was 6 feet tall. He couldn't fit in his bed. He slept on a recliner every night with his feet hanging off. Just like random facts like that. I love Mr. Thomas Jefferson. And I love him because his ideology is my ideology. He was basically the first libertarian, if you think about it. A classical liberal, as they call it these days. Author of the Declaration of Independence, which everybody knows. Jefferson penned the foundational document articulating the principles of American independence and the right of citizens. Sorry, I'm watching my speed as well. He served 2 terms, shaping early American policy and foreign relations. He was the 3rd president, by the way. Louisiana Purchase. As president, he secured the Louisiana Territory from France, doubling the size of the United States and opening up new. Man, see, presidents used to be transformational. What the fuck happened? Now you're just like a steward of Wall Street. It's so sad. Presidents used to take control. Lewis and Clark expedition. He commissioned it. When is the last time a president commissioned an expedition? He commissioned the expedition led by Meriwether Lewis and William Clark, 2 of my heroes, to explore the map and map the newly acquired Louisiana Territory. I didn't know they were the Louisiana Territory people. That's why they're famous. I just knew them as expeditions, explorers. First Barbary War. He led the U.S. in the First Barbary War, a naval conflict against Barbary pirates who were attacking American ships. Champion of religious freedom. He was a strong advocate of religious freedom, which led to the passage of the Virginia Statute of Religious Freedom in 1986. 1986! 1786, I'm sorry. I can't read. You know that about me. Established America's first opposition party. He helped establish a Democratic Republican Party, which served as the first major opposition party to the Federalists. Let's bring that party back. Actually, that's not. It would never work. Participated in the first peaceful transfer of political power. Trump could learn from that. Only president in my lifetime that did a violent insurrection. He peacefully ceded power to his successor, John Adams, who I do not like, setting a precedent for the peaceful transfer of power to the United States. Wasn't John Adams like a guy? Didn't he want a king? Or am I thinking of John Quincy? One of the Adams wanted a king. I don't like that. Oh, here we go. Intellectual and cultural contributions. He founded the University of Virginia, who I'm using on the college football game right now. And that was founded in 1819. I know that. It does not list here, but that's when that was founded. He envisioned and founded the University of Virginia, which became a model for public education. Notes of the states of Virginia. He wrote his book, which provided insights into the state's geography, society, and economy. I wish I lived in Virginia. The Jefferson Bible. Oh yeah, this is one of my favorite facts. He created his version of the Bible, focusing on teachings of Jesus, which he saw as a moral, rational, and ethical guy. I think he removed like all the miracles. I guess he wasn't like a big magical thinker. He was a keen inventor, designing tools for agriculture, furniture, and other practical items. Man, how you not love that guy? Slavery, Kush. Oh, whoops. But yeah, was anybody perfect back then? All the presidents back then were slave owners. I can't hold that against. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, it's wrong, it's bad, but I can't. You also hate every president from that era. Yeah, I like some of them. I love the country. I love the presidents. And last but certainly not least, the reason I'm sitting there right now as a free man, part of the reason, you can see his work completed. Abraham Lincoln. Preserving the Union and ending slavery. Lincoln's leadership during the Civil War was crucial in preserving the Union and ultimately ending slavery. Emancipation Proclamation. This executive order declared the freedom of slaves in the Confederate territories, transforming the war into a fight for freedom and strengthening the Union's moral standing. 13th Amendment. Lincoln suggested the passage of the 13th Amendment, which formally abolished slavery throughout the United States, except if you're committed a crime and you're duly convicted. Then you can be a slave in prison. The Gettysburg Address. This powerful speech, delivered at the dedication of the Gettysburg National Cemetery, redefined the war's purpose and affirmed the nation's commitment to equality. Confederate surrender. Lincoln oversaw the end of the Civil War and the Confederate surrender at Appomattox Courthouse. Didn't they keep fighting? Like Texas, didn't tell slaves they were free, which is why we needed Juneteenth. Homestead Act. The act granted 160 acres of public land to settlers who lived on and cultivated it for 5 years, promoting westward expansion, only for white people, I'm sure. This act established land grant colleges, which provided access to higher education and spurred technological advancement, only for white people, I'm sure. Lincoln, who did HBCUs? Was it the 1890s when those started? Anyways, I'm going to Google that. What? 1837? The first one was Cheney University. That's crazy. So the greatest number of HBCUs started in 1867 after the Civil War, which doesn't surprise me. 1890, the Second Morrill Act, which required states to that's what I was thinking of, 1890. It required states to integrate their institutions of higher learning. That's what it was. I was thinking 1890. That made all colleges technically open to blacks. We still kept this out. Why we need the Higher Education Act and all that shit. Brown versus Board of Education. All right, the National Banking System. Lincoln signed the National Banking Act of 1863, establishing a uniform currency and a more stable financial system. Department of Agriculture. In 1862, Lincoln established the Department of Agriculture to promote agricultural research, education, and development. Man, if I could read, I'd be in there like I would. Reconstruction. Lincoln envisioned a plan for Reconstruction that would reintegrate southern states into the Union and ensure civil rights for free slaves. He also wanted to give us 40 acres and a mule. But that piece of shit shot him in the back of the head and made sure that didn't happen. Lincoln's leadership during because Andrew Johnson took over, the racist. Lincoln's leadership during the Vicksburg campaign, a key Union victory, demonstrated his strategic acumen. Like, bro, if we got the 40 acres and a mule, I wouldn't even want reparations right now. Like, I would have no need. Like, 40 acres and a mule and fucking, like, yeah, I want the literal mule. A mule and, like, just a few acres to build and plant and grow on that my family could have passed down to me would have made a massive difference. Because the number one way you transfer wealth in this country is through a real estate. They know that. That's why you can give a shit. What is going on here? Are we still in the tunnel? How long is this tunnel? Anyways, this shit would be scary as fuck. Imagine driving this. It's like I can't see the light at the end of the tunnel. All right. The election of 1864, Lincoln's re-election in 1864 was a significant victory for the Union cause and a testament to his leadership. Yeah, it was a nice little like thank you for the leadership through the Civil War. Like re-electing him was showed that faith in the man. Not everybody voted in 1864. I'm well aware, but there was a war going on. But I can't believe we had an election at all. The fact that we still had an election shows that he loved the country. The fact that he still let you vote during a civil war. Lincoln signed legislation on the day of his assassination that created the Secret Service initially to suppress counterfeit currency. He signed the Secret Service at the day of his assassination? How ironic is that? But man, Abraham Lincoln, thank you for everything, man. I mean, what do you say to he was a real man. He took control. People say he was a tyrant, blah, blah, blah. You had to do what you had to do to end slavery and keep the Union together. I understand ending slavery wasn't the main reason why the Civil War started. It's to keep the Union together, and I respect that. And you had to do what you had to do because we're going to be 50 states or more someday, whether people want it or not. There's going to be no national divorce. This is what's going to happen. You do that. The South can leave. You'll be invaded the same day. And then you'll be put under harsh restrictions for doing that dog shit. Anyways, you never make it. You can, sure, the South can grow crops and all that. Who's going to ship them out? What ports do you have? Louisiana, the government will just shut that down. Anyways, it's foolish to think about national divorce could ever happen. We're going to be a United States of America forever. And I believe one day we'll have more states. Puerto Rico, D.C., maybe even Guam, places like that, but not Canada. All right, guys, love you. I love my Canadian brothers and sisters. I know they love their health care. They don't want to be part of this death cult. All right, guys, love you. That's my next 3 favorite presidents. So let's recap the list. We have JFK, LBJ, FDR, Thomas Jefferson, Abraham Lincoln, and Teddy Roosevelt. Love you guys. I will maybe drop another list of 3 today. Probably not. It would be funny. I like this probably. See ya. Love you. Let me know your favorite below.